You know, Macron was right when he said there were a lot of people that lied about what would happen, lied about how it would happen. Silly things were said about how easy it would be to strike a deal, how much those 27 countries needed us. We're lonely, we're on our own. The only way forward is to put whatever deal we end up with back to the people in the people's vote.
I'll come back to that in a second, but the greatest lie of all would be not to not leave, wouldn't it? The greatest lie of all would be not to what is respecting the result of the referendum? What choice were we as a country given? Was to leave or to stay, and we chose to leave. So how would you explain to people, and what would you offer them if the result of the referendum is not respected in this country and our government does not act on it? What do you think the consequences of that would be?
I'm just not sure that anybody in Britain was voting for economic self-harm. We're now heading for a no deal. It will mean a lot of impoverishment for a lot of your listeners. I don't think that's what they're up for. But in a sense, a vote on whatever deal we get is their opportunity to decide if that is what they are up for. But very sadly,
you'd be doing the EU's bidding there, David, wouldn't you?
Very sadly,
you'd be doing the
May,
EU's bidding if a second vote is offered. You would be delivering what the EU 27 want, which is to deny 17 million plus people. Would you not? Do you not accept that? Do you not see the logic of that? Surely you do.
I see no logic in deciding to leave a club and then telling the club the terms with which you would leave, not assuming that that club has its own rules. That's what's happened today. So it's not really for Europe about Britain, it's about their interest, isn't it? So the point is,
their interest declared, I'll let you finish.
Many of us predicted that Britain would be in a weakened position negotiating with the European Union. Very little thought had gone in Whitehall to how we would exit, and we didn't have a Brexit department. We hadn't put any thought in. None of this came up really during the referendum. It was all going to be easy. People like Farage, Chequers, Boris said it's not turned out to be easy. In some ways you feel for Theresa May, because she never felt she's not a politician that you see sort of deft of foot and skilled and charming, and she's got one poker face, and it frankly has run a bit thin, hasn't it? And now
there was a change this afternoon. But there was a change this afternoon in her turn.
What she put on black as if she was at a bloody funeral.
Don't you swear? Sorry about that.
She put on black. You know, she looks into the camera as if she's Margaret Thatcher, because she's fighting. Theresa May is badly wounded politically. She's got Rees-Mogg and Johnson circling. She has an opposition that has taken a different view. It's not quite my view, but it's taken a different view. It's put a different position. She'd come back with the cupboard bare, and of course she's fighting for it, but don't swallow it. It's all nonsense.
At your conference, would you love Jeremy Corbyn to change Labour Party policy and call for a second vote of some sort? And I characterise that as doing the EU's bidding in some ways, because that's what they want. Would you welcome that? Because the latest research, the latest poll shows that you would immediately take a 15 percentage point hike and would be that much closer to government.
My own view is that it is absolutely legitimate for the British people to have a say on whatever deal we get. It is not about leaving it to the executive, the government of the day, to put together a hotspot. Theresa May's not going to be economically disadvantaged. She's fine. She'll be all right. Jacob Rees-Mogg with his sovereign wealth fund, he'll be fine. The British people need.
He manages other people's money.
Yeah, they need a say on whatever deal they get. If they like the deal, they can vote for it. Yeah. And we can pull out on those terms. But I do believe it is democratic to put this back to the people. Some say we should have a general election. I don't buy any of that. There is no Tory I've met. You can't name one Tory MP, not one DUP MP, who wants a general election. There ain't going to be one.